Hey guys, I wanted to tell you about my sponsor, NobleBitcoin.com. Did you know that Bitcoin has surged past $12,000? Pretty remarkable. And Bloomberg says it will go up to $28,000. Some are even predicting it will make a run to $500 this year. As the pandemic shows no signs of slowing down and the country is officially in a recession, the dollar is losing its value, and we all know this. It's time to invest in currencies that are on their way up, like Bitcoin. This is so true. And if you want to know more about your options, the Noble Bitcoin team is here to help. Call them today at 877-646-5347 or go to www.noblebitcoin.com. Again, that is www.noblebitcoin.com. Thanks, guys, for listening to this ad, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to another episode of True Reporting. It is the 27th of August, and on today's show, we have another special guest. He's been with us once before. Colin, the president of Noble Gold. My friend, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, exciting to be here. Obviously, it's we got the election. There's so much happening in the news. A lot of speculation about the markets, where things are going, and so I think it's a good time to talk about money. Real money, the oldest money in the world, which is gold and silver and precious metals, and really what's really happening with our currency, which I think is a hot topic for everybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're less than 70 days away from the election. It's a crazy time. If you look outside your window in certain places, it seems as though the world is ending, which puts a lot of panic in the minds of a lot of people, especially when we start seeing coin shortages, money shortages, people talking about the banks. People want to have a safety net. What is your advice to them to kind of take the edge off of them?
Well, and I think a lot of people that have been calling us have said they've gone to the banks, and I've had this happen. They go to the bank and they see the long line, and then I've been to the bank many times where they've run out of cash, and they said, "Hey, you have to go to another ATM. We have the coin shortage." So, first of all, I mean, I think the government they're trying to move us towards a digital currency. I don't think there's any doubt about it. They're testing it. The problem is that when those things happen, when we switch, when we move up into another currency, there's going to be a gap there, and that gap is going to get swallowed up by the government, and it's going to get taken out of your and our pockets. And I'm saying this based on history. When we went off the gold standard in the early 1930s, they told everyone, "We'll buy back your gold for $22." Soon as most of the gold was bought back, they passed that law. They changed the price of gold to over $30. So that whole gap got lost, and people lost that value. Now, a lot of smart people didn't sell because they just kept their gold and they said, "No, I'm not going to sell. I know something's happening." And so that's why we're able to sell gold pieces that are 100 years old, because people kept them. If everybody believed the government and turned them back in, there wouldn't be any of these beautiful coins that are out there today. So I think that this digital currency is scary. People will lose a lot of value in this shift, and so I think people are going back, as my father says, they're going old school, and they're starting to get back into real money principles, and they're starting to get some gold and silver. So we've seen a dramatic push in people getting gold to deliver to their doorstep, silver, and obviously the prices has followed suit with the demand. Gold has gone up a lot, silver has gone up a lot, and I've been saying it for 5 years. Silver is tremendously undervalued, but it's still not even anywhere near its all-time high of $50 an ounce, which it hit in September of 2011. So silver still got a lot of room to run, and I think it's really based on the fundamentals. The industrial uses of silver have grown exponentially, and everything we use and everything we're going to continue to use, they use a lot of silver in that technology.
So I think a lot of people are thinking, well, what I've been told is that time is running out to invest in both of these, because it's going to because it's at a level where it's about to skyrocket even more. I think the time is now to jump in, invest in both gold and silver right now.
Yeah, and people like getting, I think, especially in these times with the uncertainty, people like getting our packages. They love when they
Yes.
get gold and silver in their hands. They have that comfort. They move some money out of the bank. And listen, it's not like what average Americans are doing is not like what the biggest hedge funds in the world are doing. I mean, even Warren Buffett, who has been, I would say, one of the biggest naysayers of gold. I mean, he has downplayed gold more than anybody, even though he bought gold and silver 20 years ago.
What do you think about that? Why would he say that?
Well, I think that he looks for value, right? And I think that he's never been able to justify moving a lot of his cash out of things that he sort of looks at and understands. I mean, he's never invested in any of the tech stuff, Facebook or Google. I mean, he missed the boat on all that stuff. So, but he made a large investment in Barrick Mining Corporation, which is one of the largest gold mining companies in the world. So, and that's one of the first investments he's really done. So for him now, right now, to invest in a mining company, think about what he must believe is going to happen with the price. For him to go against everything that he's talked about for many years, he
Right.
believe he's still, because he's a value investor. He believes we're still at the floor, so he's diving in with mining, and a lot of it is smart investing. I mean, when COVID happened, what a lot of people don't realize is that most of the silver mining in the world is done in Mexico, and Mexico basically shut down mining for almost 3 months. So a lot of this uptick, this quick surge, is just because you couldn't get any silver for many months. But they've even said now that they're back open and they're running, it's going to take 8 to 10 months for them to even catch up because of all the mining they weren't able to do for those 3-4 months that they were shut down.
Wow. What do you think's going to happen? I mean, again, like I said at the beginning of this show, we're less than 70 days away from the election. Where do you see this going? Do you see something happening after the election, right before the election? I know we don't like to make predictions, but just curious your thoughts on that.
I mean, regardless of who's elected or reelected, the dollar is destined for failure. It doesn't make a difference. Trump or Biden, they can't fix these problems that we have, and ultimately the way our system is set up, for politicians, there's no real incentive for any of them to create any sound money principles. They all are focusing on just kicking the can down the street, creating more debt, and just going into more and more trouble. I mean, since COVID, the Fed balance sheet is more than doubled. So I mean, we have a tremendous amount of debt out there, and it's just not going anywhere anytime soon. Interest rates, I think interest rates are laughable when you talk about home prices. Everyone gets, oh, they're going lower, this and that. Low interest rates for homes are going to be around forever. It's never going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah, maybe you go up to 4.5%, but what's in the grand scheme of the world? What's the difference between 3.25% and 4.5% in your pocket? It's nothing. It's all that money is basically free. So all the money out there is free, and it really forces people to get out and invest. And that's why another reason I'm a strong believer in gold and silver, because I think as more people move away from bonds, more people move away from those really low paying debt instruments, they're going to have to get a return. And that's why we've seen this focus on gold and silver. And you've seen Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, I mean, you name it, banks telling people to buy gold. Bank of America said $3,000 an ounce for gold in 18 months, right? A month after COVID started. People laughed at them. Gold broke 2,000 about 3 weeks ago, and who's laughing now? So
will it continue to rise?
Listen, I think the number I've always said for gold, for it to hit an actual real high, would be about $2,400 an ounce, because if you look at where gold hit in 1983, it hit about $900 an ounce. If you take those same dollars today to buy stuff, that's about $2,400. So I think these prices, and people call it, oh, is it expensive? Relative to how much everything else has gone up, gold and silver, in my opinion, are still a bargain. And I think people are going to continue to absorb it and pull it in. And countries, Russia and China, are buying it. I mean, the buying on the central banks has not gone anywhere. So I'm excited about the future, and I think people are starting to jump on the bandwagon of metals, and really see that it's going to be a solid thing for the next 4 or 5 years. Bull runs in commodities do not last 18 months like we've seen in gold. They typically last 5 to 6 years. So we're definitely at the beginning, in my belief, of a pretty steep bull run.
Wow. So we're near the beginning. So how do we get people off the fence and into investing? Like, what are the incentives of Noble Gold that they need to hop on this bandwagon? Why this bandwagon?
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's a personal decision. We just provide a lot of information and guidance. I think people call us and they're going to talk to a live person. They're going to get their questions answered. We're going to tell them about gold and silver products. In terms of kind of pushing people over the fence, we do have a great promotion right now where if they roll over an IRA with us, qualified IRA, they're going to get a 5-ounce Apollo 11 50th anniversary coin. Your coin, Tom, is coming in the mail. It's going to be there any day, so you'll be able to show it to people. This is a fantastic coin. I actually debated not doing this promotion because I wanted to keep this coin and hoard it for myself, and I'm not kidding. I love this coin.
Yeah.
But my staff forced me, so I set aside some for my kids, and the rest are going out there to clients. And I'm so happy when people are going to get this coin. It's such a beautiful coin. You're going to have it. And I think right now they're selling $300 plus. Clients are going to get them for free if they do an IRA with us. But I think in the next 7 to 10 years, this coin will be worth well over $1,000. There are coins like this that have been on the market for 4 or 5 years that are selling in the $600 to $700 range, and people are going to get it, for free. So it's exciting. So that's a little incentive. I know it's not much, but it's a little incentive to kind of get people over the top.
Well, I think it's a beautiful operation you're running over there. I can promise you that. And you guys have helped out this channel so much, and other channels that really do believe in real news and truth. And Colin, it's always a pleasure for you to come on and talk to the people. What other company is going to have the president of that company come on and speak directly to people? Not many, I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, I love being on your channel. I love you too. I love this forum. I love you talking directly to people, and being able to get in the comments. And I think there's nothing like what you're able to do today. I love this type of information. You bring out the information that you want. You're the critic. You decide what's coming out there from your voice, and I believe in the First Amendment. So I'm always going to be in support of everything you're doing. And yeah, I just appreciate being able to come out here and talk to people about something that I love.
Absolutely. And this company is about patriotism. That's what it basically focuses around. And again, you can call Noble Gold. You're going to speak directly to someone. There are incentives and it's really easy, guys. A lot of people are signing up day in and day out through this channel. And Colin, thanks so much for showing up. And hopefully we'll do this. I think we're doing this every month, possibly. And I really appreciate it. Again, guys, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting, and make sure you leave a like on this video, because the more likes, the more eyes on this video will get to see it, and the recommendations go higher. So again, my friends, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you very soon. Good night. Guys, if you found what you just watched informative and you enjoyed it, then please subscribe to the True Reporting family today. There are many ways to support this channel, like our Patreon link, our PayPal link, and our TrueReporting.us official website link in the description box below. Join the True Reporting family today and be a part of history, because where we go one, we go all.